Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It has been a very long time. Si communicator ngishaya writing ngenza lento lena engincanywayo. It's been a very long time. Marage, the time is exactly 3:30 and it is the 23rd of January. So if it is your birthday today or if you enter this past weekend, you can holla at me bese ngizoniculela a birthday song or ngizonishayela friend request noma yini. And it is a Monday, a brand new week, a brand new day. It's not too late to pursue whatever was bothering you in your mind, whatever that ideal goal is that scratches you behind your cranium. It is not too late. Asenzeni ke. But otherwise, if aningcavi igama lami Luzuko Nqeyaza, but I prefer to be called Zuko. Yeah, man. And if you are curious, Guti, who's behind this lovely, handsome, nice voice, you can stalk me on Zuko_IV on all my social media platforms. Yeah, otherwise, if there's one thing about Zuko, he will stroke his own ego. I don't need validation from anybody but himself. Marage, yeah, man, today in things on Ofara with Platinum Mornings is we have the top stories, entertainment news worldwide, and then last but not least, today in history. So whatever happened today in history is on update ngalogo worldwide now. Yo. Marage, yeah, man, whatever you want to vent about, holla at the boy on 062-450-8619. Ningangitshela ngeweekendi, ningangitshela umgosi wasekhasi lakho, whatever. Yeah, man, otherwise, what happened this weekend? Nothing much, man. It was a basic, boring weekend. Angishonanga nix exciting and whatnot. Yeah, but I think I went to hell nyana. Like, speaking about hell, was it not hot, Izolo? There was no need, man. There was no need. Like ile walala ne kuyashisa uyajuluka ngaphudliwa ngamaskito bese melu uwombathi bese uyajuluka bese like I must invest kwi mosquito repellent. Marage, yeah, man. Apparently it's only as hot as the sins you've committed. I saw the meme on social media not long ago. Marage, I had something else on my mind. Mari just slipped my mind. My trail of thought it take. Oh yeah, I wanted to tell you with him. Speaking of hell, I went through like my tippy toe just dipped in hell in a sense of Gucci. I was washing imoto the other time, right? So mara, I usually wash imoto, mara this time around it was different. I bought meat the other day, right? On Thursday. I left it in the car, so I continued about my day. So that night, inyama. And then so imeltile and all that liquid from inyama yalika on my boots and stuff. And now I had to deal with the melengi clean. And now I didn't think, well, I knew it's onoga maka. Yeah, so Friday the whole day I felt like I was living epic it up, like inside the trash. That's how I felt. So the only free time I had was Saturday, so yeah, I had to wash it. Imagine washing a boot. So yeah, that was my health story. Marage, otherwise, I hope everyone's having a good morning. It's he Civilisi Katela Scaling Ali show, yabo. Scaling Ali show singene. But otherwise, yeah, man, catch me on the other side. So Kalangama top stories. Yeah, lama lyrics mela practice you. Angege. This one always reminds me of December 31st because that was the first time the boy heard it. Like, it reminds me of some girl specifically, like the way she requested the song, because at the time it sounded so old. Like, mara the way like being activator, man, being activator is what I'm trying to say, man. Marage, this song is by The Cool Guys. It's titled Inyala and it features our Lulo RSA as well as Ndlunkulu, and it put me in the year 2022. Bese before that besnesika lekeke by Arthur. Yeah, man, I'm not sure people know about the story Lesaka Arthur. I just saw it in passing ngazi full story. Mara se updateana lana ku Platinum Mornings. So if ever you starve story, man, let the boy know go to keep on Arthur. Like, cause another only story I know is that the allegations are that he was involved in some fraudulent activities as a 10 million rands. Cause I just saw a clip, I forgot what question they even asked him. But like his body language, man, the way he was reacting, like Vela Tool and stuff, and I'm like, ooh, I should watch this one. But something else caught my phone something else caught my attention on my phone rather. Yeah, so yeah. If you want to avisa leso story, man, hit me up on 062-450-8619. 062-450-8619. Marage, it's isiqale ngama top stories this morning. So uRamaphosa ucela iEskom not to implement 18.65% electricity tariff increase. Of course, they shouldn't. How? So President Cyril Ramaphosa said that he had asked Eskom not to implement the power tariff increase of 18.65% granted by NERSA earlier this month. He was delivering his closing address at the African National Congress, also known as the ANC's Free State Conference in Mangaung. Hope I pronounced that properly, man. Yeah, so the president said that ama business and households bebabhethilisha kancane, and he literally said that I have personally said to Eskom, it will be an injury to our people if we implement this 18% now when we are going through load shedding. Put it in suspense for now, and so the Eskom board is going to discuss that. Yeah, man, mara imagine like sihluleka ngomhlakasi kanje akuna power bese bafuna ukuincrease imali zogesi and stuff. Like, this is what happens when we rely on one company to do something for our country. Now, if there's competition, I be committed, I be feel. Yeah, so yeah, I really hope the guidance turns out well. So Cyril Ramaphosa later says that nearby countries have more energy, more megawatts. We are bringing that in. We are also going to companies that have installed more capacity and bringing that in. Now we are cutting red tape. There's been a lot of red tape in the system. This comes with the news that stage 3 load shedding has been implemented until 4 p.m. on Monday afternoon after 2 generating units at the Duduka power station was shut down during that night. Added to this, a unit on the Arnott power station has not been returned to service, further reducing available capacity. Stage 4 power cuts will be implemented at 4 p.m. until 5 a.m. on Tuesday morning. Yeah, this is our life, our daily lives. Yeah, man. And apparently, I remember one time my friend was telling me a story. He went to Spana Mobile. So, like, she works for a bank. So, Spana Mobile, and she recruits people to sign up for the bank that she works for. So, every time I'm in a case, obvious, Sabana Power and stuff. And every time I explain how possible, I would say, hey, I couldn't perform ngabangagis. And the owner, the boss is like, hey man, lendaba le ama load shedding meli phele man. Not with indaba, like the story le load shedding meli phele. It's no longer an excuse. Ingoba lento le eqale 2008, and we can't be talking about load shedding like a decade and some couple of years later. Yeah. So the CEO, Andre de Ruyter, said that it was becoming increasingly unlikely that the country would be plunged into stage 8 power cuts. Imagine stage 8 power cuts. But at some point, I feel like I think I even said this the last time I was behind the mic, and I'm sakumbuli nini ngati last year nedalang lana bo marage what did I say last time? I got lost in my trail of thoughts again. There was a time where people, we were told we were in stage 6, and then people on Twitter my investigation. CIA, Twitter, FBI, Twitter. Yeah, and they were like, nah, man. Lama hours lawa is good for as long as the Eskom claim stage 6, but lama hours lawa to stage 8. So yeah, man, could be they were trying to save themselves PR wise, mara it flopped. Mara yeah, South Africa's energy crisis had worsened in recent months, with stage 6 power cuts, the highest the country has ever experienced so far, having been implemented thrice since September. Yeah, I feel like it's getting worse and worse. I'm looking for that that phrase on TikTok reaction outlay comba pants in Kotliwitin. I'm looking for that. So this had led to concerns that stage 8, which we would see 12 to 14 hours of power cuts a day, would be on the cards. But at a State of the System update on Sunday, the power utilities top executives said that the things were looking up. 6 generating units were expected to return to service this week, and the blackouts were said to be decreased. The rater said that the odds of stage 8 being implemented were, as a result, slim. There are many questions asked on a regular basis if there's a possibility of stage 8 load shedding. As you'll see from the outlook, that possibility is receding, which is comforting and is positive, he said. I have no comment in that. Let's see, nama generator i16 as the radar concerned that they were always inherent risk, and for that purpose we have to protect our reserves, our diesel reserves at our open cycle gas turbines, as well as our pumped storage service reserves. In this regard, I can give the country that the assurance that our colleagues and our system operator are truly world class. Yeah. I have no comment to that. And before Sasha halftime on my top stories, so there's a police captain who was stabbed to death at Khayelitsha. Imagine, police captain. So detectives in the hunt for a killer of a police captain who was stabbed to death on Saturday night in Khayelitsha. A statement by police on Sunday indicated a suspect was yet to be arrested. Police spokesperson Novella Potelwa said further details about the deceased would be released after consultation with his family. So Western Cape police are mourning the death of a 37-year-old police official who was stabbed in Spine Road in Khayelitsha on Saturday evening, said Potelwa. Yeah, man. Such a young guy, and I hope if Emilia you are grand, man, and they can push through this, man. Probably outlays a father, man. Maraya, 37-year-old captain, was found deceased at Khayelitsha due to stabbing. And Abagatoli, I'm a suspect. I hope grand prayers to that family and stuff. So, and then it later says the circumstances surrounding the incident are being investigated by the Hawks detectives, who are pursuing specific leads as part of the investigation. The SAPS management have expressed condolences to the family of the police captain. Yeah, man, I'm glad good to sing in my Hawks and stuff, and hopefully and yeah, this reminds me of the timing Sepram, and I saw some guy trying to not stab, like he was poking a police officer with a knife, and the police officer did not waste time. Akupa lenchiza akupa lenchiza lentsimbi le yakhafula yeah. So yeah, man, otherwise that was my top stories, the first half at least. Ngizonithola second half mara ke athi ngingale track le engiceda kuyi what's this? Downloader. This is an old school. If you're a hip hop fan, especially local hip hop fan, nyancanywa bafethu.
Hey, you're not platinum morning, yelly. ndiyona ndisho yamagwena
hayi ndingakayona le one
yona Platinum Morning.
This is your number one breakfast show in the whole planet, Platinum Morning.
Yeah, that's the number one breakfast show in the world, Platinum Mornings. Otherwise, ngishanga throwback Sierra like a boy. And the track like Pumenini 2006 under the album Sierra The Evolution. And yeah, it won so many awards and stuff. Apparently the background story behind the song, Sierra uyenzelina sense ukuthi she got tired of she wrote this song for women specifically, and because like storyline it depicts Guti, she got tired of how women are treated in society compared to men, whereas men can do whatever they want as they please, go out in the night and whatnot, whereas women are supposed to be like contained and whatnot, and stuff like that. So yeah, and before that, Bisne Out Here by Yanga featuring Kid X as well as AKA. Yeah. If you're only tuning in now, it's just 3 minutes after the hour of 8. And so my top stories. So the UCT academic staff set for strike action over wage dispute. Academic staff at the University of Cape Town, also known as UCT, are preparing to down tools this week over a wage dispute. And the academics union members are demanding a 6% increase, double what the university is offering. As tertiary institutions prepare to reopen next month, academic staff at the university have resolved to embark on strike action for the first time in the institution's history. Like first time? Like first. Yo, I feel you. But again, I think I'm behind it. Like, these are like what? Lecturers, man. These are people who have the power to change the world, to influence abantu abangena, young people, the youth of tomorrow. Wabo, like they can influence the world. So whatever they want, so as tertiary institutions prepare to reopen next month, academic staff at the university has resolved to embark on strike action for the first time in the institution's history. Yeah, and at least 84% of the union's member voted to strike. And the UCT's academics union said that the institution's 3% pay rise offer was an insult. And the union's Kelly Mould said that they were waiting on the CCMA to issue their strike certificate on Monday. The union will then give UCT the required 48 hours notice to its intention to strike. Meanwhile, UCT's Elijah Moholola said that the university activities would continue as planned and management remain committed to resolving the situation. Yeah, otherwise, like I said, my opinion, man. I said it and I'm gonna stick to it. I'm behind the strike, but guy 6% there, because these people have power to change the world. But again, moving on, farm workers fear speaking out their extreme work conditions, says union. And the Black Association of the Agricultural Sector said that farmers exposed to extreme working conditions generally did not feel secure enough to voice their concerns to employers out of fear of losing their jobs. Yeah, a lot of us know these shoes, man. These shoes are too familiar for my liking and a lot of people's liking. Not now, like before I came here. I know this fear, man. I really know this fear. So 7 farm workers died from heat stroke in Northern Cape last week due to persistent soaring temperatures in the province. It was understood that the impact of load shedding on infrastructure also contributed to water shortages in their area. So the union's president, Nosy Peters, said that the deaths could have been prevented. He said that one of the ways that deaths could be prevented was by adjusting work hours. Wow, that was a simple solution. Adjusting work hours. Oh, I know we lost people, man. With my heat stroke. I hope they survived. So he later on says employers need to reach out to workers and consult with them to see if there are other creative ways and means to restructure the daily working hours. In order for them to escape the heat, they can start earlier and then be off during midday and then work again in the evening. This is one of the suggestions they can look in terms of ensuring that lives are being saved and protected. Yeah, man, a lot of people, a lot of employees rather, except for me. Hey, my parents told me to speak out, man. So, but then again, even if you speak out, like sometimes, man, like conditions, people's situations differ, you know. If I were to speak, like for every time I spoke out, I knew in a safety net, even if I were to lose the job and stuff. That's my privileged self saying that. Man, there are people who are not privileged at all, and if ever they were to voice out, I want to have a safety net, and on top of that, I'm sure they have way bigger responsibilities than I do. Probably their parents or whatever, or supporter, whoever and stuff, and they're probably the breadwinner. Yeah, man. Marage, moving on. So the Northern Cape farmer's death over heat stroke could have been avoided, the union said. So the Black Association of Agricultural Sector said that the 7 farm workers in Kakamas in Northern Cape could have been prevented. The workers died from the heat stroke due to the persistent soaring temperatures in the province last week. It's understood that the impact of load shedding infrastructures also contributed in the shortages in this area. Man, this thing is repeating. Yeah, Marage, the time is almost 8:10, and this is music interlude. Mrs. So is on Pandela something just to recover from the repeat, just to make right. Marage, yeah.
You used to call me on my.
Yeah, that was Drake with Hotline Bling. Yeah, that song came in 2016, if I'm not mistaken, and it came out under the album called Views. Yeah, that's. I remember when that song came out, like it was so much. Maramanji, I don't feel the dopamine in me anymore like I did when the first time I first heard it. Like again, that was Drake. Anyways, bese yatsingqhwe ngama top stories bese so rapper silanele news and entertainment. So Rand Water restricts Tshwane supply as residents fail to use water sparingly. So Rand Water has restricted water supply in the city of Tshwane by implementing flow control measures. This is after residents failed to heed the call to use water sparingly. And as the nation deals with the impact of load shedding, the city says that the power outages have disrupted its infrastructure, while rising temperatures have also led to an increase in consumption. And while we have not yet implemented additional water restrictions, they will likely be necessary unless we can offer our cities water consumption. At the moment, we are asking residents for assistance to avoid the situation worsening. I realize that this is difficult with high temperatures, but we must work to avoid the challenges we experienced in October last year when the temperatures were not as high, said Utility Service MMC Daryl Johnston. Yeah, so in that city of Tshwane, I believe it's Pitori. Meleba restricted the usage of water or else bazophelelwa amanzi. Mara, moving on, last article of the day. Otherwise uzoyithola ku route 326 nozindli nodiri yoze bazoqhubeka bazon-update ukuthi kwenzakalani. Mara, for this morning, Gauteng residents want to brace themselves for scorching temperatures. So Gauteng residents have been warned to brace another week of scorching temperatures and extreme heat. And the South African Weather Service has forecast temperatures in the high 30s with low chances of rain. Yeah, I'd like to apologize, Mara. I think I'm the problem of this heat in Gauteng. Mara, yeah, moving on. Currently for Gauteng, we are expecting quite hot temperatures. However, we did not issue out a heat wave because these temperatures don't warrant a heat wave warning. Yes, today is going to be hot in parts of the province. Joburg will be averaging about 33, Vereeniging about 32, and around 35 to 36 for Pretoria. And looking towards the week, we're looking at warm to hot temperatures across the province. Said forecasters, said forecaster Holofelo Mahlangu. Last week, the Weather Service warned that 4 provinces would be hit by a heat wave, with temperatures rising past the 40-degree mark in some parts. And in the Northern Cape, at the 7 farm workers died from alleged heat stroke. Yeah, man, otherwise, the time is 17 past 8. Top stories at Tupela. If you have an opinion, whatever's on your head, man, do let me know regarding what I just spoke about. But again, moving on, after the music interludes, also the entertainment news worldwide. Love, I feel it. If you don't recognize that one, bosomncane kakhulu. Mara ke athi ngivaya ku traffic, bese after traffic ngizona introducer ku Platinum Classics.
Traffic.
So near Pretoria, there's an incident crash 100 meters after the ramp to Watermeyer rather. One right lane has been blocked. Beside there's roadwork near the N1 southbound. There's roadworks after the ramp from Flying Saucer interchange. 2 left lanes and left shoulder is being blocked at the moment. And near Benoni, there is an incident in the N12 westbound. There's a crash after the ramp from Tom Jones, and 1 left lane and 1 left shoulder has been blocked. And in Johannesburg, there's an incident near the N12 eastbound. There is a stationary vehicle after the ramp from Edenvale Road, and 1 left lane and a left shoulder has been blocked as well. And lastly, in Johannesburg, there's road work in the N3 northbound before the ramp to Van Buren, and there's 1 left lane and 1 left shoulder has been blocked. And that's it from traffic from Uluzuko Nqeyaza. And I'm about to introduce a Platinum Classics, a dedication to DJ Dimples. Yeah.
Traffic.
New year, new vibe.
I just arrived. When last did you speak to him? I just arrived.
Are we back again? See you VMC. See the happy new year.
Out the old and in with the new.
Happiest 2023 to each and every one of you.
Let me tell you something.
New year,
New vibes.
Hi Fairy, ningizwile kula jingle mus, ningizwile. One phrase, hi Fairy. But yeah, man, that song was by DJ. In fact, all those 3 songs was a DJ Dimples dedication. The previous song was called Way Up, and you feature abantu ababaya like Casper Nyovest and JR. Like, and is it Megs? Nah, I'm tripping. It's Casper Nyovest and JR. And before that, we had Drens and Naires, a song by MEG, and on a feature ababaya, AB Crazy and DJ Dimples. The remix even has Casper Nyovest. Then before that, we had DJ Dimples featuring Ice Prince, MEG and Ricky Rick, a song titled Bay Coop. Yeah, man, I'm just excited. And as why, man, and as if I'm excited because I'm behind the mic for the first time in a very long time. And as if I'm excited because I'm handsome. And as if I'm excited because, man, I'm just excited, man. Like, it's a Monday. It's everything. let's have good vibes, man. Good vibes. Otherwise, the time is 8:45 and the date is the 23rd of January. 5 days before my birthday. Before it's Sigali Kiki. Yeah, man. Marage, VMC is not only a radio station, but it offers media courses, very short courses such as film and TV, journalism, radio, DJing, IT, and many more. So if ever you are interested in one of those courses, you can holla at e-reception on 010 335 1111 010 335 1111. Mara, otherwise, if you're tuning in now, not the time, man. We are currently doing entertainment news worldwide. Yeah. So James Cameron. So if you don't know who James Cameron is a legendary, one of my favorites. If ever you started film and TV, you would know who James Cameron is. So James Cameron is a legendary film director who legendary films such as Avatar, like Avatar the Blue People, Endgame, Titanic, Terminator, and he has this thing Shama movie that new to its kind, like Utalinta fresh from scratch. Like his blueprint is always like fresh and stuff, because like the story of the Avatar is that apparently he wrote it in the 90s, if not 80s. Man, he wrote it a while ago, and maybe 5 to 10 years ago, at least the first one. And reason being is that when he wrote the Avatar, for the time he wrote it for, there was not enough technology to mimic what he had in his head, this idea. So all he did was write it down, and then he left it wherever he left it at. Collected dust. And when we were advanced with technology, he decided to execute the Avatar, and I think he did a brilliant job. So anyways, going back to what I wanted to say, to the whole article, James Cameron is the only director with 3 $2 billion movies. So James Cameron joined an exclusive club Sunday, one that includes only himself. He's the sole director in history with 3 movies that have crossed a huge money milestone. That benchmark is the $2 billion line, which his latest film, Avatar: The Way of Water, crossed Sunday, now marking the 3rd such flick of his to achieve it at the international box office. Emaliamida, I watched this movie in the cinema. It was my first time at the cinema in a very long time. And I must say, now this movie, I was underwhelmed, man. Compared to the first one, like, it was too long. And I December 31st, I remember. And the reason why I remember is because it was December 31st. And I only went there because one of my friends was going through a lot. And just to take away these negative stuff, just to give it a break, we decided to go to the cinema, and for escapism purposes. Yeah, Marage, I digress. So this movie, the Avatar, where was I? Now marking the 3rd such flick of this achieved at the international box office. Yeah. So his other 2 crown jewels, Avatar, which $2.9 billion, and the Titanic, which made $2.1 billion, and only 3 other films have passed the $2 billion, all of them Disney owned. There's Avengers Endgame, which is number 2, that's $2.7 billion, and Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens, it's ranking at number 4, which ends $2.071 billion, and the Avengers Infinity War rank at number 5. Now it's just $2.052 billion, and then there's Avatar 2 is now the 6th highest grossing movie ever. And prior to the weekend's accomplishment, Cameron shared the space with the Russo bros, who directed both Avenger films, and he surpassed them and is in a league of his own. So remember, Way of remember, Way of Water only came out in theaters a month and a change ago. So it's reached this massive amount of ticket sales in a record time, although Rassos technically got there faster. Whereas it only took 37 days for A2 to cross, for Avatar 2 to cross the $2 billion finish line. Endgame swallowed that up back in 2019, ringing that in a bell astounding in 11 days. Safe to say, JC's latest installment has become profitable, and there's surely be more sequels. That wasn't necessarily guaranteed though. In fact, the flick had a slow start when it opened on the 16th of December, and there were doubts if it had legs to go on the distance. In a time when box office members simply aren't what they used to be, James Cameron seems to be constant through and through. Get this man another film set. Stat. James Cameron, our legend, uphule a record. Billion. I wonder how much is his net worth? Because I remember a couple of years ago being checker net worth got Spielberg, and then he was worth just above $3 billion. So I wonder James Cameron here na uva kanjani. Mara locally, Usimpiwe Dana said to embark on spiritual journey that explores grief and healing. So last year was a particular triumphant one for Simpiwe Dana after weathering the storm from her acronymous split with Universal Music Group Africa. Dana came back firing all cylinders. 2022 was a year of regaining all that was lost due to COVID. Dana told IOL Entertainment, "Remember, artists didn't work for almost a year. Some got lost in the process, but others, like me, found a renewed verve for their work." Among her top highlights, which notably included a stellar performance at DSTV Delicious Entertainment Food and Music Festival, was the launch of a new show titled Moya, which means spirit. Yeah, man. But the name of that festival is too long, man. DSTV yehlisani kancane. What? DSTV Delicious International Food and Music Festival. Aye. Relax, bruv. Relax. Yeah. So after a successful showing last year, the show is set for a return to the Joburg Theatre from the 3rd of March up until the 5th. So Moya is a spiritual journey that explores grief and healing. The concept came about as an attempt to deal with my mother's passing, she says. And she was a highly spiritual and prayerful woman who had always wished I would do a gospel album, as that is how she raised me. So I wanted to honor her in the way I knew she would have liked. The show will once again be directed by Gregory Makoma, who's been doing projects with Dana for some 10 years now. Last year's Moya will also be coming out as a visual album in late March. In terms of what fans can expect from this year's show, Dana says it will be a spiritual experience. We have all lost so many people the past 2 years that a collective healing space would make us feel less alone in our grief, she says. But also, it would also elevate and bring up closer to the Creator, perhaps open a door for us to commune with our ancestors. Yeah, man, I actually like this segment, yes, because I learn a lot about our local stuff, local content, local writers, local directors and stuff. So yeah, Usimpiwe Dana is gonna drop an album soon, drop a project titled Moya, and it's more spiritual and stuff. And her mom would be proud if angayimamela, because the mom always wished ukuthi angayenza gospel album. So yeah, this is more of a spiritual journey, and she's actually opening up a platform for Tina abantu bakhe, like her followers, to grieve about the people we have lost in the past 2 years. So yeah, and this all, I don't want to say came from COVID, mara COVID like pushed the forth, since artists were not making money in almost a year. Yeah, so and then moving on to international entertainment news, Eddie Murphy was convinced to make Beverly Hills Cop return by Jerry Bruckheimer. So Eddie Murphy has revealed that Jerry Bruckheimer involvement convinced him to return for Beverly Hills Cop Axel Foley. So the 61-year-old star is reprising his role as Foley in the long-awaited fourth Beverly Hills Cop film, and said that the chance to collaborate with Bruckheimer, who has produced blockbusters such as Top Gun, again was a key factor in him returning to the franchise. As he was convinced to make another film, Murphy told Collider, Jerry, the original producer, and when he got involved, he started developing the script and he knew what Beverly Hills Cops was supposed to be. When he got back involved, that's when it all started to come together, because he tried for years and years, maybe 10, 12 years, and I must have read 5 or 6 different scripts and it was never right. So the studio was like, let's go, here it is. It was like, it's just not it. And the Nutty Professor star continued. Jerry got back in there and he knows his SHIT. And when he put together, he told the Top Gun Maverick just last year, the bad boys is Jerry. So we have So we have that same brain behind Beverly Hills Cops, and he put all the pieces in place that were required for us to make a great movie. And I'm excited for people to see it, he says. So Eddie Murphy admits that the stunts he performed during the shoot have taken their toll on his body, and contrasted the experience to the original film in 1984. He explained, I am not 21. I was a long time ago, and it's really physical movie. And then I had to do some physical stuff. I know Tom Cruise likes to do physical stuff, but I like to be on the couch. I don't like to be jumping over and shooting and running, and I had to do some jumping and shooting and running, and as a result had a knee brace to the end of the movie. I had a knee brace and my back is messed up and all that, but the movie is going to be special. Yeah, man, so that's the first half of entertainment news worldwide. Sizobuya second half after a song interlude. Mara before that, I think in share oh my gosh, lama technical glitches. I think in sharing a Spirit Chaser these tears. Show me a song where they sing murder so beautifully like that. I got murder on my mind. I got murder on my mind. Yeah, man. So that was a song by YNW Melly titled Murder on My Mind. So this song, this guy actually, he got arrested for this song at some point. So Murder on My Mind, it's also known as Mischief on My Mind. That's the censored version of the title. It's the third single by an American rapper, YNW Melly, from his debut mixtape, I Am You. So that's the title of the mixtape, I Am You. And the song was originally uploaded on SoundCloud on the 4th of March 2017 and later released as a single by 300 Entertainment on the 1st of June 2018. The song is considered YNW Melly's breakout hit and garnered even further attention after the rapper turned himself in for double murder charges on the 13th of February 2019. So, like I said earlier, this guy was arrested for the song. So I feel like the internet would have explained it better than me. So Batilana, the artist, thought up of the chorus Murder on My Mind when he was first incarcerated at the age of 16. The song was not written as a confession of his alleged double murder, as the song was released in March 2017 while alleged murders occurred in October 2018. So the music video for Murder on My Mind was directed by Gabriel Hart and was released on the 3rd of August 2018. So yeah, man, imagine getting arrested over of your art, the art you created and stuff. I'm kind of mixed emotions about that till this day. Till this day. Yeah, man. Maka otherwise, before that, Business Spirit Chaser, These Tears, You and I Puma in the year 2010 under the album 1440. And yeah, that was a throwback. Engveling I sneaker in gara. Yeah. That was Kobe. The time is 10 past 10. And get entertainment news, local as well as internationally. So Msaki speaks on Smash Africa affair claim. I don't have anything to do with that relationship ending. So the award-winning Afropop musician Asanda Msaki Mvana last year found herself trending following a report by Sunday World that she was involved in an extramarital affair with 5FM and Massive music presenter Smash Africa. At the time, Msaki indirectly responded to the claims on Twitter, brushing them off. But now she has addressed them directly in an interview on Podcast and Chill with Mac G. According to the news report, Smash Africa's wife, Kifilio Chuana, has accused him of cheating on her with Msaki after she stumbled upon a picture on the 5FM presenter giving the musician a kiss. The report alleged that Chune had also found several letters written by the singer expressing her undying love to the radio presenter. Imagine receiving a letter from Msaki, man. Like, because Msaki is one of the most lyrical artists we've ever had as a country. Like, so I wonder to see my emotion that were invested in the like me phone. Yeah, I feel. So speaking to Mac G and Saul, Msaki was hesitant to discuss the allegation, but did share that there are elements of being a celebrity that she is not fond of. So Msaki revealed that she struggled with the public perception that her workspace could be tainted by certain things. While she understands that it comes with a job, she doesn't like the public judgment that comes with it. Late last year, she announced that she would be taking a break from social media, and Mac G wasted no time in asking if the reaction to the alleged affair with Africa was the reason. Msaki shared that she was trying to find a balance between being a musician and the fame that came with her career. The Ubomu Abang Ubunanga. This is not awkward. So yeah, the Hitmaker, and I know this song. This was Mkita's favorite song. I should actually look for it and play it. So Ubomu Wabunanga Hitmaker said that she had now reduced to a home wrecker. She's now reduced to a home wrecker thanks to the tabloid reports, and had prompted her to take a break from the social media space. So Msaki said that she had nothing to do with Africa's marriage coming to an end, and said her name was used to drive publicity around the failed marriage. The point is that I like in the space, and things that are gross violation to people's privacy became people's business, It's just a story for a relationship ending. I don't have anything to do with that relationship ending, but I'm dragged in, she said. Msaki said it wasn't her story, and she would have expected the person to whom the story belonged to clear things up. As for where things stand between Msaki and Africa, she said she still felt he could have done something to clear things up, but she understood where he was coming from. At present, they aren't speaking the way they used to. And yeah, moving on to international. So Beyonce proves that she's still the queen of music in the new Dubai performance. Yeah, so Beyonce most certainly lived up to her nickname Queen Bee during her Dubai performance Saturday night, and we got the pics to prove it. Check out these new images obtained by TMZ showing Bee in a yellow sequined gown at a further cape, which was fit for a queen. She's surrounded by dancers in large dresses and Middle Eastern orchestra. Beyonce then changed into a gold bodysuit and matching corset long train. She also wore a red dress with a different corset, stocking, and gloves. And safe to say, Beyonce brought the house down in the star-studded event. Kendall Jenner, Liam Payne, and Ronan Keating were just a few other celebs on hand. So as I was reading that, I realized, I thought to myself, imagine witnessing Beyonce. I wish I could do that. And then as I was reading, I realized I've seen her perform. Yeah, man. So everyone got to enjoy Beyonce's 90-minute set that included her biggest hit, Crazy in Love, Naughty Girl, Halo, and XO. The show ended in a huge fireworks display. As we reported, Beyonce hit the stage in Atlantis, the Royal Hotel in the United Arab Emirates, after an almost 5-year hiatus. The singer was paid a whopping $24 million to be with a centerpiece of the hotel's launch party. Recording devices were banned, but many in the packed crowd didn't follow the rules and leaked footage with the event on social media. So the concert was also a family affair. Jay-Z was present along with Beyonce's parent, Tina, and Matthew Knowles. So J&B's 11-year-old daughter Blue Ivy and 5-year-old twins Romy and Sir were there as well. Ivy jumped on stage to perform a duet with her mom, singing a song from the album The Lion King, The Gift. Yeah, man. So yeah, that was just an update on Beyonce's life. Angazi if it's gonna change impilo, mara I don't think it will change anything. So locally, the Big Brother Mzansi stars Mpho and Themba get married in the Black Door. So the Black Door on ETV will be having yet another celebrity visit, and this time it's the famous duo Mpho Wabudimu and Themba Broly Spark. So viewers of the Black Door have become accustomed to the show being graced by celebrity guests. Zora Wabantu was quite a memorable moment. Mpho and Themba gained fame after their time on Big Brother Mzansi. The couple have become very loved by their fans since their time at the popular show. Mpho won the show, while Themba was the reality show's third runner-up. The Big Brother Mzansi couple is already rumored to have had secret wedding in real life sometime last year in December. So, the Friday's episode of The Black Door, the popular couple had a wedding on the raunchy drama. The Black Door was just returned from a production break after viewers requested that the show be placed on pause to accommodate families staying up late during the festive season. And since the show resumed on Monday, 9th of January, the story continued with recent festive activities, including Christmas and New Year's Eve party. So Mpho and Themba's wedding will certainly not be without any drama, as the synopsis teases. It's the New Year's Eve at the Black Door, and Romeo has invited Mpho as Pearl and Themba appearing as Zola. And the two guests then decide to tie a knot at the club, but there will be drama between the couple and Slay Queen is involved, read a media release. Slay Queen, portrayed by the gorgeous Thembisile Zikali, will be bringing the heat to the episode, and the big question is, will she have sex with Themba on the show? Yeah, man. So Kalama secret wedding between Themba and Mpho. Amarumpo bafethu. I feel yeah, man, that's it on entertainment news locally as well as internationally. So dlala music kancane bese sithi today in history. Mara, the time is 17 minutes after the hour of 9. Do catch us on the other side. All day, nigga. All day, nigga. Feed it. That was Snoop Dogg, Sensual Seduction. What? Sensual Eruption. Okay, yeah, it's a song by Snoop Dogg, and yona iphume in the year 2018 under the album Ego Trippin'. and it's been used. It won so many Grammys and awards. And before that, Business No Stress by DJ Speedster, Yona Iphume in the year 2019. Otherwise, my good people, the time is 26 minutes after the hour of 9. Bengafuna ukunikhumbuza ukuthi VMC is not only a radio station, mara we also offer courses such as film and TV, journalism, radio, DJing, IT, and many more. So if ever you're interested, you can call the reception at 010-335-1111. 010-335-1111. Marage, otherwise, if you're only tuning in now, unfortunately, was told like at the end of the show, man, a couple of minutes before singing entertainment news worldwide and no song and agwi history. When we are aliskati, we at least some feet, we at least. But again, so the father of South African jazz, Hugh Masekela, dies. So on this day in 2018, Hugh Masekela passed away peacefully at his home in Johannesburg, South Africa, surrounded by his family. He died after a battle with prostate cancer. In March 2016, he underwent eye surgery when the doctors found out his cancer had spread. The same year in September, he had to have surgery again after another tumor was discovered. Masekela was born in Kwaguqa Township in Witbank, Mpumalanga province, and he started to sing and play the piano at a young age. At the age of 14, after seeing a film of a young man with a horn, he began to play the trumpet. His first trumpet was from Archbishop Trevor Huddleston, an anti-apartheid Christian priest at St. Peter's Secondary School. He then mastered the trumpet and joined Alfred Herbert's African Jazz Review. Yeah, so that was that on Ubaba, the late Baba Hugh Masekela, a legend. And I've been meaning to read his book for some time now, Mara. I have so much on my plate, man. When last did you read a book? Do you ask yourself that question once in a while? When last did you read a book? Yeah, Marage, internationally, on this day in 1855, gun designer John Browning was born. Son John Moses Browning, sometimes referred to as the father of modern fire art, is born in Ogden, Utah, in January the 23rd in 1855. Many of the guns manufactured by companies whose names evoked the history of the American West, Winchester, Colt, Remington, and Savage, were actually based in John Browning's design. The son of a talented gunsmith, John Browning began experimenting with his own gun and designs as a young man. When he was 24 years old, he received his first patent for a rifle that Winchester manufactured as its single-shot model in 1885. Impressed by the young man's inventiveness, Winchester asked Browning if he could design a leveler action repeating shotgun. Browning could and did, but his efforts convinced him that a pump action mechanism would work better, and he patented his first pump model shotgun in 1888. Fundamentally, all of Browning's manually operated repeating rifle and shotgun designs were aimed at improving one thing: the speed and reliability with which gun users could fire multiple rounds, whether shooting at game birds or other people. Leveler and pump actions allowed the operator to fire a round, operate the leveler or pump to quickly eject the spent shell and insert a new cartridge, then fire again in seconds. By the late 1880s, Browning had perfected the manual repeating weapons to make guns that fired any faster. He would somehow have to eliminate the need to slow human beings to actually work with mechanisms. But what force could replace that of the operator moving a leveler or pump? Browning discovered the answer during a local shooting competition when he noticed that reeds between a man firing and his target were violently blown aside by gases escaping from the gun muzzle. He decided to try use the force of that escaping gas to automatically work the repeating mechanism. Browning began experimenting with his idea in 1889. 3 years later, he received a patent for the first crude, fully automatic weapon that captured the gases at the muzzle and used them to power a mechanism that automatically reloaded the next bullet. In subsequent years, Browning refined his automatic weapon design. When US soldiers went to Europe during World War I, many of them carried Browning automatic rifles as well as Browning's deadly machine guns. During a career spanning more than 5 decades, Browning's guns went from being the classic weapons of the American West to deadly tools of World War carnage. Amazingly, since Browning's death in 1926, there have been no further fundamental changes in the modern firearm industry. Yeah, man. That's it. That's the first half of Today in History. So qhubeka after the music interlude. On the other half, this is hopefully silinka in a branch breeze and then siqhubeke. Mara ke, this one is dedicated to the R&B lovers. I'm a lovers with R&B. This is Young Blue featuring Drake. Bese later on sidlalani sidlala Una Rams. So if niyamancanywa lama artist, do stay tuned.
New year, new vibe.
I just arrived. When last did you speak to him? I just arrived.
Are we back again? See you VMC. See the happy new year.
Out with the old and in with the new.
Happiest 2023 to each and every one of you.
Let me tell you something! Let me tell you something!
New year, new vibes.
Happy New Year, Happy New Year, Happy New Year. I'm the type of things so Happy New Year up until to January. Ngiyakutshela ngoba mina it is a mingene November, so it's right. Every time I'm born, it's compliments to the year. Mara ke, yeah man, the time is 9:42 man, and the song esiqeda ukuyidlala is titled Your Mind Still, a song by Young Blue and yoniphume in the year 2020 under the album Love Scars, The 5 Stages of Emotion. Ayayizwa le uthi emotional le Buddha, uyalizwa ngoba ngaphi featuring no Drake. Mara yo, I feel like ngafila emotional the first time I heard the song, because I was going through like one of the most heartfelt breakups I've ever received in my life. Yeah man, and before that bengidlala Next to Me by Langa Mavuso as well as Una Rams, and yona iphume in the year 2021. Beautiful song, beautiful anthem. If you're only tuning in now, Today in History Worldwide, and the futhi late, and angazwa late on the best show emhlabeni, angaz. Marage it's siqhubeke on this very day. Dr. Hendrik Verwoerd announces his plan to grant Transkei independence. So yeah, in 1962, Verwoerd announced his plan to grant independence to the Transkei, a homeland proposed for Xhosa people under the apartheid policy of separate development. The Transkei was to have its own parliament and cabinet, separate citizenship and control over agriculture, education, health, social services and roads. Strategic ministries such as defense, foreign affairs and justice would remain in the hands of the central government in Pretoria. So on the 26th of October 1976, the Transkei gained independence as a republic, and paramount chief Botha J. Sigwai. Oh, yeah, that one. So he was elected as the Transkei's first president, while Kaiser Matanzima was elected as prime minister. The constitutional status of the Transkei was a source of constant friction between Pretoria and Umtata. For instance, one of the questions that seemed to trouble the Transkei status as a souvenir state was its association with the rest of the international society, while its foreign affairs ministry was arbitrarily situated in Pretoria. Furthermore, the Republic of Transkei was not recognized beyond South African borders. The General Assembly of the United Nations rejected the Declaration of Independence as invalid and called upon all governments to deny any form of recognition to the Transkei and other Bantustans. Yeah. So geographically, the Transkei was an area of South Africa lying on the southeast coast of the country between the two rivers of Umzimkulu in the north and Ki in the south, and the Indian Ocean in the east, and the Drakensberg mountain range in the west. Yeah, my first time hearing this. I think this is why this is my favorite segment. Ingoba, I always learn something, guy. And internationally, so in 1984, on this day, Hulk Hogan beats Iron Sheik to win the first WWF title. And abantu abazongitshela ukuthi wrestling is fake. Asizogura cela siphumene ngaphandle sibambane. Cause wow. So on this day in 1984, Hulk Hogan becomes the first wrestler to escape the camel clutch, the signature moves of reigning World Wrestling Federation, also known as the WWF champion Iron Sheik, as he defeats Sheik to win his first WWF title at Madison Square Garden. And this is located in New York City. So only 1 month earlier, Iron Sheik born Hussein Khosrow Vaziri in Tehran, Iran, had defeated the celebrated Bob Backlund in a controversial match, ending Backlund's WWF championship reign of almost 6 years. And a rematch was scheduled, but Backlund was injured, and Hulk Hogan, born Terry Jean Bollea in Augusta, Georgia, was given his spot. So 6'8" and around 300 pounds, with long blonde hair and bronze skin, Hogan entered the ring to his theme song, Survivor's hit, Eye of the Tiger, electrifying the garden crowd. And after the Sheik took an early advantage, Hogan turned the match around. He landed a kick to the Sheik's face and followed up with a leg drop, jumping in the air and landing his leg on the fallen opponent. The bout was over in 5 minutes and 40 seconds, and Hogan was the new WWF champion. And the victory began what became known as Hulkamania, as Hogan's phenomenal popularity led to a golden age for professional wrestling. A southern working class hero in the eyes of his fans, Hogan advised young Hulkamaniacs to say their prayers and take their vitamins and to believe in themselves. His championship reign lasted 4 straight years, and his enduring popularity brought unprecedented mainstream attention to the sport. And he lost the WWF title in 1988 to Andre the Giant, but regained it in the following year with a win over Randy McMahon Savage. He would hold it 4 times between 1989 and 1993. And the WWF and owner Vince McMahon launched the first wrestling pay-per-view event, WrestleMania, in 1985, and Hogan headlined 8 of the first 9 WrestleMania fights. After taking a year off to concentrate on television and movie roles, Hogan signed with the rival league, Ted Turner's World Champion Wrestling, also known as WCW, not Woman Crush Wednesday. Not Women Crush Wednesday, yeah. So helping to foster what was known as the New World Order, he won this. So he won this championship title 6 times between 1994 and 1999 before returning to McMahon's League, now known as the World Wrestling Entertainment, also known as WWE. So plagued by knee injury, he left wrestling in 2003 but returned 2 years later amid hoopla over the induction into the WWE Hall of Fame since 2005. Hogan has made a limited number of appearances in the WWE arena. Yeah, Maragya. The time is 9:50 and unfortunately sifike at the end of the show. And if you're only tuning in now, Hare, Mara, hopefully Branch Breeze will make your day and enlighten you. Man, if you're only tuning in now, I think in Chelo would say what went on about Platinum Mornings. We first started with our top stories. That's what's safuna about the ESCOM and everything the country's going through. I'm a heat wave, people dying of heat strokes and stuff. And ngapa, I'd like to blame me ngoba ngiyashisa like that, but unfortunately this time around you cannot blame me for these deaths. And moving on, Sati Titan me news worldwide, and then Satinang history in between Satima Platinum Classics and Traffic. The Platinum Classics was a dedication to the late DJ Dimples. Yeah, I think that was the show. But so yeah, I think in introduce to the man of the moment, the man of the hour, Dr. Menzel.
yaphinda yasho leyo nto savuka saphinda saphumela obala bathi nozondinje uyozayidle ngoba every dog has its day. Maybe is it your day or are you a dog? It's very complex. It's not for everyone. It's a beautiful Monday.
Yeah.
Branch Breeze. Isho wechisayo evutha malangabi, not the normal malangabi but the luxury malangabi. Njengesiqhelo sabe sokuphathela our top trending stories, sokuphathela our words of wisdom, bese sokuthi vandla nge top 10 yethu. Yazi it's happening, sokuphathela i-vibe sikwenzela i-acha siyimixe neraja senze naja
naja we.
So do tune in. It's gonna be a hell of a show, and I'm riding solo vandag.
I never will own the dog.
Ne.
Mna fethu. No, mina sayijwayele dog. Ngilala ngiyi-1, ngivuka ngiyi-1, ngisipana ngiyi-1.
Mna bro, I'm my own company.
Uyasho.
Mna ndingabantu abayi-20 ndiyi-1.
Usho kanje? I feel it dog, feel. So wena ungashaya whole production uyi-1, uyaproducer, uyaringa.
Sindukushaya nezidance ngokwami.
Okay, I feel it. Since you enlighten us ukuthi kwenzakalani ngisho ngiyakuzwa ne. Mara before I let you go, bengifuna ubuza into eyi-1.
Yeah.
Ishow yakho izofonelwa vandag.
Is that a rhetorical question? Uyayazi nje now, it's not a normal show. It's a luxurious show. Show efonelwayo ngabaphulaphuli. I'm sure sebemamele bayayazi. Yalazi udaba. Yalazi udaba bazuyeka namhlanje ngoba sekukudala beqalile phone.
I feel ngiyakuzwa man. Mara ke yathi ngokuyeke if ever you only tuning in now or if dala ungilalele, just keep tuning with Planet Radio, VMC Planet Radio rather. Bese yeah ke Branch Breeze izoza bese after Branch Breeze nimamele everybody else. Mina Valley Show from me to you with love. Zuko_IV on Twitter, Instagram, every social media platform. Ungangifollow, just stalk me. Bese ke so I'm Nandi. Otherwise I think ngivalele ngo Mr. Jezik.